My name's Ruth and this is Sarah. We're going to be doing a pre and postnatal flow today. Our goals are going to be to get some pelvic floor activation and core stability, as well as working on some spinal mobility. So I want you to work at your own level. If you have any pelvic issues or things just don't feel quite right, stop or modify as necessary, and just make sure that you've been cleared from a doctor before you go ahead and try any of these activities today. So we're going to go ahead and start here. We're going to come to our mat, and we're just going to go ahead and set up. So feet together, toes apart, heels behind. And I want you to ground through your big toe, little toe, and heel, and feel that sense of lift in your foot. Then I want to soften the knees slightly. And then we're going to think about our pelvis as a bucket of water, and we're going to pull water out the front and out the back. And I just want you to find that middle point between those two. Then we're going to raise our hands up to our rib cage here. Sarah's going to place a ball between the knees to help with some stability of that pelvis. So if you have any pain, that ball might be helpful. So you can follow Sarah throughout the video here. We're going to take a nice deep breath in and out, and let the rib cage soften down towards the floor. Down, back, and in. Take another breath in and let everything out. Then I want you to drop your hands down by your sides, smile through the shoulder blades here, open through the collarbones, and think about a healing balloon on your head and lift it up towards the ceiling. We're going to go ahead and set our center. And so this is going to be working on the pelvic floor and transverse abdominis, which is a muscle that kind of stabilizes around the core. And so I want you to take a nice deep breath in. As you breathe out, I want you to imagine that you're trying to buckle a clip in front, or imagine it tightening a belt about 2 to 3 notches out of 10. So take a nice deep breath in. As you breathe out, tighten that belt and feel that engagement in that lower tummy here. Deep breath in and out again. And we're going to go into our squats. So we're going to sit back towards our heels and raise our hands up. Now if you have a baby, you can go ahead and think about holding the baby in front of you as you come up with those arms. And we're going to engage our pelvic floor with it. So as you go down, you're going to relax. And as you come up, you're going to squeeze. So release and squeeze. Release and squeeze. Keep going here. 2 more. Now as you come up here, we're going to go up onto our tiptoes and down. Think about if you had a ball between your heels, that you don't want to drop that ball. So your feet should go up and down and not go side to side. And we're going to pulse the hands backwards as you come up on the toe. Perfect. We're going to keep going a little bit quicker here just to keep those calves moving and warmed up. If you feel like you're falling over, just check in with that center and make sure that you're nice and tall. Good. This time we're going to stay up here on the toes, and we're going to raise our hands to our shoulders, and we're going to salute up to the sky and back. If you want to add the heels in, up on the toes as you reach, come down as you come down to your shoulders. So we got 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold this last one up here. We're going to check in with our center. We're going to contract that pelvic floor for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. We're now going to go ahead and step to the outside of our mats. So go ahead to the other side, Sarah, that way you can see each other.
Yeah.
And feet staying here, shoulder width apart. We're going to chuck our chin down to your chest. And we're just going to roll down and go within your comfort. If this is about as far as you can go, great. If you want to drop down further, feel free. Take a nice deep breath here. And as you breathe out, soften those knees and come down onto all fours. And for those of you that have any sort of wrist problems, you can put your hands out a little bit further in front, about eye level. If not, feel free to kind of keep them under your shoulders here. We're gonna think about setting that center, like we got a sling underneath our belly, lifting that belly kind of up towards the ceiling, but not so that we're arched in that back. So nice neutral position. Keep your head away from the mat, nice long, reaching to the wall in front. And we're gonna go into our swimming legs here. So you're gonna go ahead and reach the right one away from your body to the outside of the room and back in. Squeeze that butt cheek as you reach. Really feel that sense of stability in your core here as we go. We got 2 more on each side. And if you want to add arms, go ahead and add them now. If not, you can keep where you're at. Really push your hand into the ground to add that little bit of shoulder stability here. Shouldn't be any moving or twisting in that trunk. So we got 2 more each side. And I want you to hold that last one here. And you're gonna hold it there, and we're just gonna sweep out to the side and back in. So we got 9, 8, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one here. Switch sides. And really think about that nice length here. Thinking about that lift through the stomach, a nice long length. Making sure that we got a nice long neck too, that we're not sagging it down towards the ground there. So 2 and 1. Perfect. We're going to come back into our all-four position. Hands a little bit further out in front of you. We're going to go up into our push-up series here. We can either stay on our knees, or if you want, you can tuck the toes and come up into a plank here. So Sarah's going to stay in the knees on the floor. I'm going to pop up into the plank position. And we're just going to do 5 push-ups here. And whenever you're ready. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. Come back down onto the knees. And we're going to pop up into a tall kneeling position here. Sarah's going to put the ball back and in between the knees, or even in between the feet, just to add that little bit of support and stability here. We're going to go down to our heels. And as we come up into that tall kneeling, we're going to pulse our hands back here. Make sure that we keep that rib cage down and really engage the muscles in the back of the shoulders here. And sit down and up. Feel free, if you want to add that pelvic floor in here, to squeeze as you come up, release as you lower. Squeeze and lower. At any time, if you feel like you just need a break, take 1, 2, and 1. Stay nice and tall here. And we're just going to pulse the hands back. We're going to do this hundreds here. So we're going to breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Really keep thinking of engaging those shoulders together here. And keep breathing in and out. If you get short of breath, just make sure you're breathing. For a little bit of change up here on these last couple of sets, we're going to pulse the hands towards each other like we're squeezing a ball behind the back. So keep breathing in and out. In and out. In and out. Nice work. Maintain that core. If you want to do the last set here, just squeeze. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release those arms. We're going to stay up in this tall kneeling position, and we're going to add just a bit of a stretch here. So we're going to place the hands out in front, and we're going to imagine that we're pulling a bow, and you're going to rotate the upper body so the hips are going to stay forward, and then we're going to return. So breathe out as you rotate, return. We've got 2 more on each side here. This is really going to help with, after breastfeeding, we become stiff. Everything's just kind of stretching, so just some nice rotation is good to be doing here. Nice work. Lower those arms, lower onto your heels. We're going to do a little bit of a child's pose here. So knees apart if you need to room for the belly here. And we're just going to reach forward and take a few deep breaths. If you want to pop up onto the fingers for a little bit more of a stretch through the arms here, feel free. Make sure you're taking nice deep breaths into that upper back, really getting a good stretch in the upper. Good. Come back up into kind of that full kneeling position. Tuck your toes underneath you and take your time. We're going to go ahead and stand at this point. So just take your time. If you're feeling dizzy, just take that little bit of a pause, grab some water. And then we're going to go ahead and just do a few standing stretches here. So to end, we're going to bring the arms straight up into the sky. We're going to reach the right hand up towards the ceiling and then that left. So you're going to feel a nice stretch down the side here. And just take some deep breaths. 2 more to each side here. Like you're picking an apple from a tree. Nice work. Lower those arms. Do a few little shoulder rolls here. Perfect. Thanks, Sarah, for following the class with us. If you want, at this point, you can repeat the series that we just did, or if you feel like that's good for today, perfect. Glad you were able to take part in it and look forward to having you in some more classes. Thanks.